My dear brothers and sisters in psychology, present. The refractory period refers to the time after an emotional trigger when you're still recovering and vulnerable to prolonged reactions. Expansion. Emotions like fear or anger aren't just fleeting, they have a biochemical hangover. Stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline flood the system, preparing for fight or flight. If unchecked, this refractory period extends, turning a momentary event into a day-long mood. Research from the American Psychological Association shows chronic stress alters brain structure, shrinking the prefrontal cortex at decision-making and enlarging the amygdala fear center. Example, imagine a bad work meeting triggers anger. Instead of letting it fade, you replay it during your commute, extending the refractory period and priming yourself for more negativity at home. Practical steps. Awareness practice. Use a journal to track triggers. Note the event, emotion, and how long it lingers. Aim to shorten it by 10% each time through deep breathing, e.g. fold 7 technique, inhale 4 seconds, hold 7, exhale 8. Interrupt the loop when an emotion arises. Ask, is this serving me? Physically move, walk, stretch to signal the body it's time to reset. To living in survival mode and selecting worst case scenarios. The claim that people spend 70% of life in stress survival mode aligns with studies from the National Institute of Mental Health. Present, where 70-80% of thoughts are negative and repetitive. From a quantum perspective, as Dispenza often references, the quantum field represents infinite possibilities. Present, but fear narrows focus to the familiar worst outcomes, collapsing potential into repetition. Expansion. This is rooted in evolutionary biology. Our brains are wired for survival, scanning for threats. But in modern life, this manifests as anxiety disorders, affecting 40 million US adults. Emotionally embracing fear conditions the body via the hypothalamic, pituitary, adrenal HPA axis, leading to subconscious programming. Over time, this can cause unpredictable panic attacks, as the body anticipates threats without conscious input. Example, present. Someone betrayed in a past relationship might constantly expect rejection, sabotaging new ones by interpreting neutral actions as red flags. Practical steps. Scenario reframing daily. List 3 worst case thoughts and counter with 3 positive alternatives. This rewires neural pathways through neuroplasticity. Their gratitude shift. End your day recalling 3 non-survival moments in OG. A good meal, training the brain to select broader potentials. 3. Emotional addiction and reaffirming limitations. People use problems to feel something, becoming addicted to emotional rushes. Biologically, emotions release peptides, chemical messengers that bind to cell receptors, creating a craving similar to drug addiction. Expansion. This ties into Antonio Damasio's somatic marker hypothesis. Emotions guide decisions, but negative ones create a feedback loop. Recalling events fires the same neural circuits. Hebb's rule. Neurons that fire together wire together, producing identical chemistry. The body, as the unconscious mind, blurs thought from reality, per studies in psychoneuroimmunology showing thoughts alone can alter immune function. Example. A person in a toxic job complains daily to friends, getting a dopamine hit from validation, but never changes because the familiarity feels safe. Practical steps. Emotion audit. Track daily emotions and linked thoughts. Identify addictions, e.g. I need drama to feel alive, and replace with neutral activities like reading. Affirmation upgrade. Instead of I am stressed, use I am choosing calm, but pair with visualization to make it embodied. 4. The body as the unconscious mind and the vicious cycle. The body believes thoughts are real events, and leading to a state where the entire person's state of being is in the past. Thoughts create emotions, which reinforce thoughts. Present, conditioning the body to become the mind. Expansion. This echoes Freud's unconscious, but with a neuroscientific twist. fMRI studies show imagines and activate the same brain areas as real ones at G. Visualizing exercise builds muscle. When the body resists change, it's because homeostasis prefers the known. Uncertainty spikes cortisol. The Dispenza's servant becomes master. Metaphor highlights how conditioned responses override willpower. Example, trying to quit procrastination feels uncomfortable because the body craves the guilt, familiarity loop, whispering excuses like start tomorrow. Practical steps. C. Body-mind dialogue. During discomfort, affirm, this feeling is just a program, I choose differently. Use progressive muscle relaxation to release stored tension. Habit stacking. Attach new choices to old cues, e.g. after a negative thought, do 10 push-ups to redirect energy. 5. The hardest part of change. Stepping into the unknown. Change feels uncomfortable because it defies hardwired circuits. The body influences the mind to revert. Present, but persisting builds willpower greater than the program. Expansion. This aligns with Carol Dweck's growth mindset. Fixed mindsets fear the unknown. Brain scans, as mentioned, show meditation reduces default mode network activity, past-future rumination, increasing present moment awareness. Dispenza's retreats use EEG to predict shifts, showing coherent brain waves during breakthroughs. Example, quitting smoking. Present. The body craves nicotine's rush, but enduring withdrawal rewires the reward system toward freedom. Practical steps, daily choice challenge, pick one habit, EEG. Present, no complaining and note discomfort. Celebrate small wins to dopamine, reward the new path. 6. Present, meditation as the tool for liberation. Meditation disconnects from the environment, trains the body to surrender, and frees energy for creation. Becoming aware of drifting attention reclaims energy from the past. Expansion supported by research from Harvard's Sarah Lazar. Meditation thickens the prefrontal cortex and shrinks the amygdala. Particle to wave analogy draws from quantum superposition. Meditation collapses old realities into new ones. Present, Dispenza's brain scans show predictable alpha theta wave increases during deep states, indicating liberation from emotional chains. Example in meditation, noticing anger about traffic and settling back creates space for new thoughts, like planning a creative project. Practical steps, guided practice. Start with 10-15 minutes daily. Sit comfortably, eyes closed. Focus on breath. When mind wanders to past emotions, gently return. Use apps like Insight Timer for Dispenza-style meditations. Future visualization after settling. Envision your future self. In detail, feel the emotions, joy, present, peace as if real. Repeat to condition the body forward. Overcoming resistance if the body craves old states, label it that's the program talking, and persist. Track progress with a journal. Final thoughts, creating from the unknown. The transcript ends by noting observable changes on brain scans, emphasizing predictability and transformation. Expanding this, Dispenza's work, backed by collaborations with neuroscientists, shows meditation can epigenetically alter gene expression, turning off stress genes and activating health ones. By being greater than your environment, you shift from victim to creator. If you apply these ideas consistently, expect discomfort. But that's the sign of growth. Start small, one meditation session, one reframed thought. Over time, you'll predict a future of empowerment, not repetition. If this isn't the expansion you meant, EEG, a longer transcript or specific aspect, clarify and I'll refine.